When a woman wants true intimacy with you, not just attention, not just validation, not just casual conversation, her behavior subtly changes. She may never say, "I want intimacy with you." But psychology shows that desire often reveals itself through questions. Not random questions, not polite small talk, but two specific questions that signal emotional openness, curiosity about your inner world, and a desire to move closer to you on a deeper level. These questions are powerful because they are indirect. Women rarely pursue intimacy in an obvious or aggressive way. Instead, they test safety, depth, and emotional availability. If you understand these two questions, you'll recognize intimacy when it's being offered often, before anything physical ever happens. Question number 1, what do you really want? Or what are you looking for? This question is far more important than it sounds. When a woman asks you what you really want, from life, from relationships, or from the future, she is doing more than making conversation. She is checking alignment. She wants to know if there is space for her in your world. At a surface level, it sounds practical, but psychologically it's intimate. Why? Because desire requires emotional safety. Before a woman allows herself to want you deeply, she needs to know, are you emotionally clear or emotionally chaotic? Do you know yourself? Are you available or are you lost? This question is her way of asking, if I grow close to you, will I be stepping into something real or something confusing? A woman who doesn't care about intimacy won't ask this. She'll keep things light, vague, or playful. But a woman who wants intimacy needs to understand your inner direction. How you answer matters more than what you answer. She's not looking for perfection. She's looking for honesty and groundedness. When you speak clearly about what you want, you create emotional gravity. You show that you are a man who is rooted in himself, and that is deeply attractive. Most men make a mistake here by trying to impress or give a safe answer. But intimacy grows when you speak calmly, honestly, and without fear of losing her approval. That confidence communicates something powerful. I know who I am, with or without you. And paradoxically, that makes her want to be closer. This is the intimacy question in disguise. When a woman asks how you feel about something, your past, relationships, pain, values, fears, she is opening an emotional door. This question is rarely asked casually. It's a test of emotional depth and trust. Women bond through emotional sharing. If she wants intimacy, she wants to see whether you are emotionally present. You can express feelings without collapsing. You are safe to open up to. She is not asking because she wants therapy. She's asking because she wants connection. When she asks about your feelings, she is subconsciously asking, can I be real with you? Can I open myself around you? Will you understand me or dismiss me? A man who shuts this down avoids it, or jokes his way out sends an unintended signal, emotional distance. But a man who can calmly acknowledge emotions without oversharing or weakness creates intimacy naturally. This doesn't mean dumping your trauma. It means being emotionally literate. For example, instead of saying nothing or becoming defensive, you might say, I've learned a lot from my past. It made me more aware of what really matters to me now. That kind of response is grounded, masculine, and emotionally open. It tells her you're safe here. And safety is the foundation of desire. Why these two questions matter so much. Together, these questions reveal something critical. She is evaluating emotional compatibility, not just attraction. Physical chemistry can exist without these questions. But intimacy cannot. When a woman asks both, what you want, how you feel, she's inviting you into a deeper space. She is slowing things down emotionally, not to pull away, but to move closer correctly. Men who recognize this moment don't rush it. They don't chase. They don't perform. They simply stay present, honest, and grounded. That calm presence is what turns curiosity into desire, and desire into intimacy. The truth most men never realize is this. A woman doesn't decide intimacy based on her questions. She decides it based on your response. The two questions you learned in Section 1 are invitations, but an invitation can be accepted, mishandled, or unknowingly rejected. Many men lose intimacy, not because they said something wrong, but because they responded from fear, neediness, or performance instead of inner stability. Let's break down exactly how your response shapes her emotional desire. The core principle: she feels before she decides. Women don't analyze answers logically the way men often do. They feel the energy behind your words. Tone, calmness, confidence, and emotional presence matter more than the content itself. When she asks, what do you really want? How do you feel about? She's not grading your answer. She's sensing who you are while answering. Are you centered or seeking approval? Are you grounded or trying to impress? Are you honest or hiding behind a mask? Intimacy grows when she feels that you are emotionally solid without needing anything from her. Mistake number 1. Answering from neediness. One of the fastest ways to kill intimacy is answering in a way that communicates. I need you to like this answer. For example, over-explaining. Justifying your past. Saying what you think she wants to hear. Rushing to reassure her. Neediness makes a woman feel pressure, and pressure destroys desire. When you respond calmly and briefly, it signals something powerful. I am comfortable with who I am. I don't need to convince you. That emotional self-sufficiency makes her lean in. Some men go to the opposite extreme. When emotions come up, they shut down, deflect, or joke. This creates distance. If a woman asks how you feel and you respond with avoidance, sarcasm, cold logic, one-word answers, she doesn't think he's strong. She feels, I can't connect with him. Strength is not emotional absence. Strength is emotional control with openness. You don't need to reveal everything. You just need to show that emotions don't scare you. The ideal response, calm, honest, unforced. The most attractive response lives in the middle. Not needy. Not closed. Not performative. Just real. For example, when she asks what you want, a grounded response sounds like, I want a life that's peaceful, meaningful, and built with the right person, not rushed, not forced. Notice what this does. It shows direction. It shows standards. It doesn't chase her. It doesn't pressure her. This creates emotional gravity. When she asks how you feel about something personal, a strong response might be, I've felt pain before, but I've learned from it. It made me more aware, not bitter. That response communicates emotional maturity. And maturity is deeply intimate. Why calmness is more intimate than passion. Here's a psychological truth many men misunderstand. Calmness creates safety. Safety creates intimacy. Overly intense emotions can feel unstable. Dramatic confessions can feel overwhelming. But calm honesty feels solid. A woman opens emotionally when she senses, you won't collapse if she opens up. You won't become dependent. You won't lose control. Your calmness tells her, I can be myself around you without consequences. That's when intimacy begins. Intimacy is an exchange, not a performance. Another mistake men make is treating these moments like a test they must pass. That mindset creates anxiety, and anxiety leaks into your voice, body language, and words. Instead, understand this. She is not interrogating you. She is revealing herself by asking. When she asks about your feelings, she's showing that she is willing to go deeper. If you meet her there, not above, not below, connection forms naturally. You don't lead intimacy by controlling it. You lead it by being steady within it. The subtle shift that changes everything. When you stop trying to create intimacy and start allowing it, something shifts. You listen more. You speak slower. You choose honesty over strategy. And she feels it. Women don't fall into intimacy because of clever words. They fall into it because they feel understood, safe and emotionally seen without pressure. When your responses come from inner clarity instead of fear of loss, intimacy becomes effortless. By the time a woman asks you deep questions about what you want and how you feel, something important has already happened internally. Interest has turned into emotional investment. What follows next is rarely verbal. Instead, intimacy begins to express itself through subtle, almost invisible behaviors. Most men miss these signs because they're waiting for direct confirmation. But women communicate desire through consistency, softness, and emotional positioning, not declarations. Here are the key silent signs that reveal she's already attached, often more than she realizes herself. 1. She creates emotional space for you. One of the clearest signs of emotional intimacy is when a woman makes room for you in her inner world. She listens differently. She remembers small details you mentioned once. She brings up past conversations without being prompted. This isn't coincidence. Emotional investment sharpens attention. When she values what you say, she's valuing you. And when she holds emotional space for you without rushing, interrupting, or redirecting, she's showing trust. Women don't emotionally invest in men they see as temporary. 2. Her tone softens around you. Pay attention not just to what she says, but how she says it. When a woman feels intimacy, Her voice becomes calmer. Her pace slows, her body language opens. Her expressions soften. This softness is subconscious. It happens when she feels safe. A woman doesn't relax emotionally around a man she's guarding herself from. Softness means her defenses are lowering, and lowered defenses are a sign of emotional attachment. 3. She shares personal stories without being asked. When emotional investment grows, sharing becomes natural. She starts talking about her fears, her past disappointments, her family, her hopes, her emotional struggles, not dramatically, not for attention, but calmly. This is intimacy in motion. She's not seeking solutions. She's seeking understanding. And when she shares without being prompted, it means she already feels connected to you. Or she becomes curious about your emotional world. Interest asks surface questions. Intimacy asks personal ones. When she checks in with you emotionally, asks how your day really was, notices when your mood shifts, or asks what's on your mind, she's already invested. She's emotionally tracking you. That level of awareness doesn't happen without attachment. Women don't emotionally monitor men they don't care about. She seeks your presence. Not just your attention, this is subtle but powerful. Attention can be given through messages, likes or compliments. Presence requires time, emotional energy, and availability.